Good afternoon and welcome to the 2017 Yonex US Open. I'm Bobby Griffin and you join us in California at the Anaheim Convention Center Arena just southwest of Los Angeles. With a couple of schedule changes, this sees the 9th Grand Prix Gold of the 2017 calendar, which started with the Far East Malaysian Masters back in January, making its way over to New Zealand, then Germany, before heading back to Asia for Macau and the Korean Open in December. It's semi-finals day. We're down to 2 courts, which means we'll be showing you 5 of our semi-finals for you live right here. First up, we've got the first of our 2 women's singles semis. It's Canada's Michelle Lee facing Kirsty Gilmour from Scotland. Next in the men's singles, Nguyen Thanh Minh of Vietnam faces India's H.S. Pranoy. Lee Jang Mi of Korea is up against Japan's Aya Ohori in the second of our women's singles. Our number 1 seeds from Taipei are in action in the men's doubles. Lu Qing Yao and Yang Po Han take on India's Manu Attri and Reddy B. Samith. And finally, mixed doubles action sees Kim Won-ho and partner Shin Chung Chan from Korea drawn against England's Ben Lane and Jess Pugh. So we'll just get ready. Technical officials, umpire, service judge ready and waiting on court number 1. Great to be here in Anaheim this year. Still in LA, this US Open really growing in popularity. We'll take a look at the draw then for the women's singles. From quarter-final stage, you can see there 6 different nations represented. 4 nations represented in our semi-finals today, so a really open field in the women's singles.
Stepping onto the court now, women's singles semi-finalist coming from Canada, Michelle Lee.
Well, we just heard the announcer make reference to Canada's Michelle Lee, dressed in yellow, making her way out to court number 1 for this women's singles semi-final.
Following her, coming from Scotland, semi-finalist Kirsty Gilmour.
And Scotland's Kirsty Gilmour following her in. Both players fresh from the event in Canada 2 weeks ago. Kirsty Gilmour, a beaten finalist there in Canada. Michelle Lee would have been disappointed to have fallen in round 2 at her home event.
Black, red. Kirsty's putting black, you're red. Red it is. Serve, you're on the side. Okay, thank you very much.
Well, you saw our umpire with the coin toss. It looked as though Michelle Lee's won the toss and elected to serve. She'll start the match at the far end of the court. That's the top of your screen. And let's take a look at our 2 women's singles semi-finalists. First, Michelle Lee, the 25-year-old, representing Canada but born in Hong Kong. Currently ranked 59 in the world, quite far away from her career best 2 years ago at 11. You can see there that round 2 match against Kim Gar-hyun lasting just under an hour. A tough 3 games for Michelle Lee, a much more comfortable quarter-final yesterday against Sophie Dahl, the Dane. Kirsty Gilmour then, 23-year-old from Bellshill in Scotland, currently ranked at number 37. Again, a little way off her best. Up at number 14 she was last autumn. She's had a much more comfortable route through to today's semi-final. Straight games so far this week. I say more comfortable. Fairly tough games in round 2 and her quarter-final against Japanese opposition. That quarter-final yesterday against Saina Kawakami, a repeat of that match in Canada 2 weeks ago. It was the final then, and it was Kawakami that took that one, so Kirsty Gilmour in fine form. These two have met 3 times, and Michelle Lee leads that head-to-head with all 3 of those matches. Their last meeting was the Indonesian Open just a couple of months ago. Straight games for Michelle Lee that day. There's our umpire for today, Mr. Arthur Schwartz from USA. He's supported by his service judge in the chair, Mr. A. Verden of Switzerland. Well, nothing at all wrong with the length from that practice there from Kirsty Gilmour. We've been seeing a few problems with drift in this.
On my right, Michelle Lee, Canada. And on my left, Kirsty Gilmour, Scotland. Michelle Lee to serve, Laval, play.
So it's Michelle Lee of Canada with the serve in yellow at the top of the screen. I was just saying there's been some trouble with drift in this arena. A new venue for us for the US Open. Speaking to a few of the players this week, struggling with drift from left to right, up and down, changing as the week's gone on. So it's going to be interesting this week to see how that affects these players in today's semi-finals. Lovely reverse cross drop from Kirsty Gilmour, one of her favourite shots, and hitting it with the forehand too.
Service over, 1-all.
Up next on court 2, women's doubles semifinalists Lee So-hee and Shin Sung-chan from Korea versus Chae Yu-jung and Kim So-young from Korea.
Good hold on the backhand from Michelle Lee. Perfect length on that lift. Oh, she squandered the opportunity. She had Kirsty Gilmour all over the court for a moment. She'll be disappointed with that fast drop.
Umpire David Carton from USA and service judge Tony Torstensen from Sweden.
Kirsty Gilmour with that very distinctive service action, but a great straight reverse from Michelle Lee.
Service over, 2-all.
One of the best defenders in the women's singles game, Kirsty Gilmour, but she had no answer to that deceptive drop. Great cross smash from Gilmour.
It's over, 3-2.
Gilmour changing to a backhand serve. Oh, tough line call, called out. No complaints from Michelle Lee. That one's so close. Well, some hesitation on serve. Kirsty Gilmour struggling with length of that long, high forehand serve, adopting the backhand for the last two, but under some pressure. Oh, great backhand from Kirsty Gilmour.
Service over, 5-3.
Let's see what Gilmour can do with this serve. She's struggled so far in this game, unable to get a run of points. She's up 5-3, but looking slightly nervous with forehand and backhand serve so far. Michelle Lee applying the pressure straight from that return of serve.
4-5.
And a lovely drop shot from Gilmour.
Service over, 6-4.
Well, we may not be seeing the longest rallies so far in this match, but some lovely shot making from both players at the back of the court. Deception the key so far in this match. And well left, Kirsty Gilmour.
7-4.
Well, Michelle Lee mistiming the shuttle on 2 occasions. That's another 2 points to Gilmour. Not helping Kirsty Gilmour, but great defense. That's that defense I was talking about a moment ago. Michelle Lee
over,
following up well though,
5-8.
finding the open space. Great diving defense from Gilmour. Sadly, she couldn't control the shuttle to keep it straight down the line. It was too central. Too easy for Michelle Lee. Well, both players not quite at the races so far in this match. Defense leaving a few questions unanswered. They just don't seem pumped up enough. I think if this goes the distance, we could be in for a thrilling third game. Two-footed jump smash from Kirsty Gilmour. We don't see that too often in the women's singles game. It's so great to see a player get behind the shuttle like that. We'll see a few more of those from Kirsty Gilmour in this match, I'm sure.
Service over, 7-9.
Perfect length on the serve from Michelle Lee, and look how important it is under real pressure. Gilmour straight from return of serve. Both of these women with such variation in attack. Shows how important that first serve is. Look how far back in the court Gilmour needs to go to retrieve that serve. And hesitation from Lee.
Service over, 10-8.
Gives the point to Gilmour, and That hesitation cost Michelle Lee the chance of drawing level. Oh, Gilmour went for it, the straight smash, just wide.
9-10.
Better cross block from Gilmour. Oh, that reverse slice from Michelle Lee. What a shot.
10-all. Quickly. Okay.
Gilmour just given the chance to towel down after that dive to
10-all.
retrieve that straight reverse.
Play.
10-all the scoreline. Oh, and so close, that reverse slice from Gilmour. It gives Michelle Lee the lead
Interval.
at the interval, the first game mid-interval. Just wide, as you could see. Nothing much to choose between these two at this stage. Great variation in attack from both women. A few unforced errors, a few nerves on serve. A little trouble with the length, perhaps, from Kirsty Gilmour, but the score, well, not much between them. Michelle Lee at 11-10.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Oh! 11-10. 9-6. Play.
So that lead of 4 points that Kirsty Gilmour had quickly disappearing. Michelle Lee finding her range with some of those attacking drop shots. And Gilmour perhaps going for that reverse
12-10.
just a moment or two too early. Good attack into the body from Kirsty Gilmour, difficult to defend. There's that distinctive service action of Kirsty Gilmour. Great straight lift from Gilmour, difficult backhand for Michelle Lee. She opted for the cross court, just catching the top of the tape. That cross smash straight off return of serve.
Service over. 13.
Gilmour just struggling with the length. That high serve to Michelle Lee really needs to be far back into the back tram lines. anything short, and she's under real pressure from Lee. Great net shot, Gilmour. Tight, spinning, very difficult for Michelle Lee to control.
13 all.
And that might be the first one we've seen from Michelle Lee at the back of the court. A couple have drifted wide, but I wonder whether there is any drift in this arena. Certainly Gilmour has had a few out the back compared to that first one from Michelle Lee.
15-13.
Great pressure from Gilmour, just scaring Michelle Lee into attempting something very tight, very ambitious.
Court 2, 20 seconds. Court 2, 20 seconds.
Oh, lovely clean hitting from Kirsty Gilmour.
16,
And the momentum in
13.
scoreline shifting this way and that. Gilmour back in front again with 3 points.
Service over, 14-16. Yes.
It's another error in forehand serve from Kirsty Gilmour, this one going wide. Great length though from Michelle Lee, but she can't control the backhand net shot.
17-40.
Frustration showing on the face, body language of Lee. Crucial moment in this opening game. This is the most important point of the match so far. Short serve from Gilmour, but Michelle Lee couldn't convert. And again, the ambitious cross backhand net not coming off. Well, a more conservative rally from Michelle Lee. This time it pays off. Kirsty Gilmour misfiring with the straight smash.
18.
That drop shot from Lee was too high, had too much time on it. The net shot was the same, but Kirsty Gilmour couldn't convert. This one drifting wide, and it's Michelle Lee, 4 points down.
15.
Great cross smash, Michelle Lee.
It's over, 16-19.
Gilmour perhaps regretting going back into that forehand corner twice. Oh, diving, desperate defense from Michelle Lee, but it's not to be.
It's over, 20, game point.
One of the better rallies we've seen so far this game, and it goes to Kirsty Gilmour. Well, a good fight back from Gilmour. She's serving at game point 20-16 in this opener. And the reverse slice fast smash from Gilmour gives her the opening game.
Kirsty Gilmour, 21-16.
Michelle Lee couldn't find the length. And this might just be the first time Kirsty Gilmour is able to beat this Canadian. She takes the opener, 21-16. Great pick up at the net from Kirsty Gilmour. And that reverse slice, her favourite shot, paying dividends. The backhand defence from Lee not good enough. And let's see whether there's anything in the drift in this arena today. We didn't see many of Michelle Lee's shots out the back of the court, but a few from Gilmour.
Second game. Love all. Play.
And it's Gilmour in blue with the serve to get us underway. The start of this second game. Good straight smash from Michelle Lee.
Service over. 1. Love. Yes.
And another good straight smash.
2. Love.
Michelle Lee finding her range early in this second game. That one surely drifting wide. No! Drifting back in. I and
3.
Kirsty Gilmour and perhaps a few others in this arena watching thought that one to be going wide. That forehand drive from Gilmour well long of the back line. A good start for Michelle Lee of Canada. Great net play from both women. Oh, good reverse slice, but it catches the net. Gilmour in full control, Michelle Lee on the floor. What a rally.
Service over. 1-4.
Well, it was a big swing at the net from Michelle Lee. Perhaps let her down, that drive into the body, just not connecting well enough with the racket. Kirsty Gilmour with the open court. Michelle Lee on the floor, Gilmour with a broken string. That rally had everything.
One, four. Play.
So a change of rackets for Michelle Lee, that broken string. Enough to win the point, at least. And a better length on the serve from Gilmour.
2-4.
Good judgment,
Service
Michelle
over.
Lee, that
5-2.
one just a few inches long. Missed timing defense, easy for Gilmour, good pressure.
3. Service over. 3-5.
Great exchange at the net and called in. That was close.
4-5.
Great smash from Kirsty Gilmour after some terrific net play. Better length from Gilmour on that serve and a good backhand drive into the body of Lee. And she's back on level terms.
5-all.
Michelle Lee really needs to take the attack back to Kirsty Gilmour. Letting the Scots dictate the last few rallies, that one drifting wide. And it's Gilmour one game in front and now a point in front in the second.
6-5.
Well, another fine rally.
Service over. 6-all.
This time Michelle Lee managing to maintain that pressure. Great touch at the net, Michelle Lee, the deception with that hold. Gilmour back in charge. Michelle Lee, oh, well left, Gilmour.
Service over. 7-6.
Well, that's more like the sort of rally Kirsty Gilmour is known for, some terrific defending. And finding one shot in the middle of that rally that gets her back in control. just snatched at that punch
Service
clear.
over,
Gilmour.
7-all.
Michelle Lee with the whole court to aim at. What a great net shot, Michelle Lee.
Line judge.
I thought for a moment Kirsty Gilmour was playing the perfect rally, staying on the straight with those net shots and drop shots and smashes, but that touch at the net for Michelle Lee, just catching the tape on the way down.
Eight, 7. Play.
It's over. 24-23.
Well, you can really hear the heavy feet. These two defending with everything they've got. And another string gone for Kirsty Gilmour, but another point won. Great pressure from the Scot. And these points so important in this sort of match. Those exchanges, really nothing to choose from them, but at the moment it's Kirsty Gilmour that seems to come out on top in these long rallies. But snatched at the forehand.
9-8.
Michelle Lee just doing enough to stay in front. Oh, but just lacking the touch at the net this time, Michelle Lee.
It's over, 9-all.
25-24.
Just lovely technique on the hold at the net. Michelle Lee just bringing the racket down deceptively and then brushing underneath to play the net shot. Unfortunately for her, this time it didn't come off.
Service over, 10-9.
Fantastic play from Gilmour, rushing in to follow up that big smash. And that deceptive layoff at the net, too good for Michelle Lee, and much like the opening game, we're back at 10-all. Good length on serve again, and it's Michelle Lee.
It's over, 11-10.
Once again takes the point, 11-10, mid-game interval in the second.
1, 20 seconds.
Well, lots of things for the coaches to pick at, no doubt. Very much a tactical battle, this particular matchup. Both players with so much variation in attack.
10,
Gilmour perhaps with the better defense. But Michelle Lee using that height to her advantage, taking the shuttle that bit earlier. Oh, changing her mind, Gilmour somehow still in the rally. But again, that shuttle just flat
12-10.
enough for Michelle Lee to cause Kirsty Gilmour some problems. Yeah, indecisiveness, Michelle Lee. It was a great serve,
Over. 11.
but she
12.
seemed a bit slow getting to that forehand rear corner. Snatched at the clear and dispatched well from Kirsty Gilmour. She's back to within 1 point. And a change up with the serve. Gilmour going back to the backhand. Gets the lift. And a great attack, the body smash.
12 all.
Again, that variation. Instead of going cross or down the line, she went straight at Michelle Lee this time.
Fourth. Service fault called. Service over. 13-12.
Well, we don't see service faults called that often in singles. Little to be gained from the height of the racket, but a fault nonetheless. Gilmour on the backhand. Great clear. Oh, it's just drifted wide. I thought she'd caught Michelle Lee for a moment with a straight winner. But it's Michelle Lee with an unforced error of her own. Still within 1 point, Gilmour. Oh, great defense from Gilmour. At full stretch on almost every shot so far. Michelle Lee can't find her way through. It's still going. Net cord from Michelle Lee. Gilmour back on top. And it's the error at the net from Michelle Lee. Unbelievably, Kirsty Gilmour coming through that rally on top.
14 all.
Well, that was the shot that killed it. That net shot from Michelle Lee had too much air on it. It took too long to come over. And Gilmour was able to reset, get her feet back in position and take control of that rally. Very important point for Kirsty Gilmour. That will fill her with confidence. Michelle Lee had every chance to put that rally away. Very disheartening for her, no doubt.
14 all. Play.
Well, there's that problem with the short serve once again from Gilmour. She's opted back to the high serve, and it's just too short. She can't seem to find that consistency in length today. Michelle Lee jumping on the opportunity on that short serve. Good cross smash. Oh, well played, Michelle Lee. Good technique from Gilmour, that backhand clear, very good length, but
15-14.
Michelle Lee executing those attacking shots very effectively. Good length again on the serve, Michelle Lee. Terrific net shot, but Michelle Lee was all over it. She was so early.
17-14.
And this is better from Michelle Lee, really taking the attack to Gilmour at this stage. And Gilmour with another error.
18-14.
Michelle Lee suddenly looking in control of this second game. We saw her fall at this stage in this tournament last year, the semi-final of the US Open. She was undone on that day by Saina Kawakami, a player who Kirsty Gilmour herself beat yesterday in the quarterfinals.
Service over, 15-18.
It's been a difficult year for Michelle Lee, a difficult 12 months. She was up close to the top 20 in the world. This time last year, she's fallen to around 60. She'll be disappointed losing in round 2 at the Canada Open just 2 weeks ago. This perhaps
Over, 19,
already her best result
15.
so far the last 12 months. Can Michelle Lee make it to tomorrow's final?
Game point, 15.
Well, that backhand Michelle Lee has just brought about first game point in the second. 5 points to lead, 5 opportunities for Michelle Lee to take us to a third game decider. It won't be easy. Kirsty Gilmour will never give up. Such a fighter.
Service over, 16-20.
Good reverse from Gilmour, but better defense this time from Michelle Lee. Staying patient, Michelle Lee, and paying off. Good experience from the 25-year-old. She knew with 5 points she didn't have to go for it and throw this lead away. She just had to keep playing. Eventually, one of these points would go her way, and it went on the second occasion. It's Michelle Lee that takes the second game. And we're going to a third. Good control, Michelle Lee, good patience. She had the opportunity then a couple times really to try to apply some pressure. She opted for the more conservative shot, the safer shot. And it paid off.
20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So again, lots to talk about for the coaching staff. Michelle Lee with her long-term relationship with her coach from Canada. Scottish players out here in America this week fighting for themselves. Kirsty Gilmour's lucky to have Adam Hall, one of Scotland's
Final game.
rising stars in men's and mixed doubles.
Level.
He's still out here today, Adam Hall, after that men's doubles defeat last night to the Japanese. It's really good to see some support for Kirsty Gilmour. Try and help her get through this match into the final here would be such a great result for Gilmour.
One love.
But it's Michelle Lee with the momentum at this moment, that opening point, following up that second game. A great finish for Michelle Lee to that second game. And Gilmour going at the body one more time. Oh, and letting that one drop. She took it late. She had the chance to take it earlier than that.
2 love.
Great straight smash from Gilmour, straight down the line this time, no error.
2.
Great attacking pressure once again. Michelle Lee with the straight smash and the follow-up forehand.
Over 3-1.
Good racket head speed from Michelle Lee with the overhead. She doesn't get behind the shuttle as well as Kirsty Gilmour, but that forearm pronation, the racket speed, gives her the power. And she's very quick at moving forward to the net.
4-1.
Another good rally. Gilmour ambitiously going for that slice round the head forehand, one of her favourite shots. Just mistimed this one. And a great start for Michelle Lee. Looking very composed, very confident, not going for anything too much. Just gently applying that pressure. And it's Gilmour
6-1.
falling apart. The last 10, 12 points or so in this match. Quite simply, Gilmour going for the attack, slightly out of position and throwing the points away at the moment.
Service over 2-6.
Well, Michelle Lee applying all the angles, but
3-6.
just when I say she's playing conservatively, she went for something outrageous. And the unforced error from
Server,
Gilmour
7-3.
in defense, but no problem defending with the cross block. She barely had to move. She'll be disappointed with that. Good cross-court smash from Gilmour.
7.
Great forehand, Michelle Lee. These guys really mixing it up at the moment. Variation from both ladies. Well, the longest rally of the match so far. And the forehand drive, Michelle Lee into the open space. Kirsty Gilmour on her knees.
8-4.
It was the backhand in the deep rear corner from Gilmour.
Kirsty, why don't you check and make sure you leave it where you want?
Didn't have the quality it needed to maintain any kind of pressure on Michelle Lee, who just stepped up the pace to apply more pressure. Better attack from Gilmour. Not going for it too much, just keeping it well inside the lines. Back to within 3, refusing to let Michelle Lee run away with this lead. Well, the slow reverse straight drop. And Gilmour, once again, just going for too much.
9-8.
It's as if she's suddenly scared of her opponent and she feels she has to hit ambitious winners to maintain any kind of confidence. But all she's doing is destroying her own game right now. Yeah, see, that's better play from Gilmour, keeping it relatively simple.
6-9.
Moving her opponent around the court. Forcing the error ultimately. She needs to stay close to Michelle Lee, score-wise, at the interval. She doesn't want to be too far behind at the break and spend a minute or two without playing on her mind. Good net shot from Michelle Lee, forces the short lift, but Gilmour's defense equal to it. And it's Lee with the error.
7-9.
Gilmour back to within 2 points. driving pressure from Michelle Lee. Good defense from Gilmour, though. And this time it pays off. Deception on the forehand. Cross-court drop shot.
9.
Quite simply too good for the defense of Michelle Lee. And Gilmour's right back in it again, I'm pleased to say, 1 point behind. And looking more confident out there suddenly. Funny how that
9-all.
small bit of confidence works wonders. Michelle Lee now trying to play tight to the net. Great net shot from Gilmour. Nothing wrong with the length from Michelle Lee, but that punch clear into Michelle Lee's deep rear corner.
9.
Played to perfection and a clean winner. Well, Gilmour got excited. It's 10-all. Every game so far. The scoreline 10-all. Game 1, game 2, it's Michelle Lee that takes the next point. Takes us to an 11-10 lead at the interval. How's this game to be? Oh, what a rally, and Michelle Lee with a forehand drive to finish. Some great shot making from both women.
11-10, interval.
And just
Game
like
10.
game 1 and 2, it's Michelle Lee with the mid-game interval lead at 11-10.
Right where you're standing. Yeah. Give it a good. Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So the scoreline couldn't be any closer. 1 game all.
11-10.
And in all 3 games, the scoreline has been 11-10 at the interval. Michelle Lee in front each time. 16 to Gilmour in the first, 16 to Michelle Lee in the second. And you could really toss a coin at the moment to determine who's going to take this one. Great backhand from Gilmour, but she can't follow up with that attacking lift.
13-10.
13-10. She'd be much happier with the scoreline the other way around, but she's no stranger to adversity. She's come from behind so many times already in this match. Great play from Michelle Lee. Inch perfect with the cross-court smash.
14-10.
Gilmour, it seems, has hurt her hand, has she, with that dive? Let's take a look at that. She perhaps just grazed her hand on the slide, yes.
14-10.
Let's hope it isn't too serious. She's looking okay out there, ready to play.
14-10.
Such a tough fighter, Kirsty Gilmour.
14-10.
I'm sure she'll be okay.
Right.
So 14-10, Michelle Lee with the serve. Oh, great deception. The straight reverse slice. Michelle Lee sold by the deceptive forehand. She was going cross court, the shuttle went straight. What a shot from Kirsty Gilmour. And the body smash this time, Michelle Lee.
It's over 15-11.
Good attacking pressure once again for Michelle Lee, the Canadian. Defensive backhand from Michelle Lee, but she can't control the length on the forehand lift. Oh, well played, Michelle Lee. Deception on all three shots. That drop shot disguised so well. The double action net
12.
to lift was good. And Michelle Lee at this stage looking confident. 4 points the lead. 4 points she needs to give herself a game point. And she's attacking well. Kirsty Gilmour looking somewhat dejected,
12.
unable to keep up and handle this pressure from Michelle Lee. Oh, another great smash from Michelle Lee, keeping it contained. And what a time for her. All of her shots seem to be coming off at this very moment. 6 points the lead now.
Thank you.
This is going to take everything Kirsty Gilmour has to find a way back into this semi-final. Finally from Michelle Lee. Tried to find that space with the backhand. Forced it, dragged it out wide. So, Kirsty Gilmour with that service action that can only be described as her own. It hasn't done her good on this occasion. Terrific error, 6 points now the difference. And that's better from Gilmour, some good defending. Playing all four corners. Michelle Lee went for it. She can afford to. She had a 5-point lead. Apologies, she had a 6-point lead. Gilmour back to within 5. Good attacking play once again for Michelle Lee.
Over 20, match point 14.
And it's the Canadian Michelle Lee. A great third game and earning herself a match point and a chance to make it to tomorrow's final. Not this time, but she has 5 more chances. Good deception from Michelle Lee, but Kirsty Gilmour equal to it for that one, but not the second. And Michelle Lee has done it. It was an epic battle. That match really had everything. And a huge smile on the face of Michelle Lee. She goes to share congratulations with her coach. She takes a place in tomorrow's women's singles final of the US Open. Disappointment for Kirsty Gilmour. What a fight. But it's Michelle Lee who advances with a scoreline of 16-21, 21-16, 21-15.